Something about a summer camp massacre film that just takes me back. We're talking about part two to Fear Street, 1978. It's time to talk about it. Let's go. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Klepcx FM, brought to you by CritiX.com, place where we talk about movies, television, and pop culture. And if you're into that kind of thing, make sure you hit the subscribe key and the notification bell so you can be up to speed about everything that I talk about here. Listen, I had the opportunity a little bit early, but I'm releasing this so we can all talk about it at the same exact time. But I'm talking about Fear Street Part 2 in 1978. Listen, before we get into what I thought about this thing, let me take you guys back. I did a video about Fear Street Part 1, which took place in 1994, which was very nostalgic, very slasher filmish. It took me right back to the 90s era, like Scream, I Know What You Did Last Summer. It had that kind of vibe. But I also compared this film with the book, the original book, Fear Street, which was written by R.L. Stine, the creator of Goosebumps. And I said that it was like, from the ages of 14 to 17. The books were. But listen, I gotta tell you guys, going into the second one, holy shit. Let's break this thing down. It stars some of the cast members from the original, the first one, the first part of Fear Street, which is Benjamin Flores Jr. and Kiana Madeira, and which is Dina and Josh. Those two characters, they come back. It picks up right where the first one left off, and then brings you into this backstory after they meet a certain character, C. Berman, that they meet at the end of the first one. Then she gives them this backstory, so it's like a flashback story, which takes place in 1978 on a summer camp. School's out for the summer is like the tagline. And I gotta tell you guys, this thing here stars Sadie Sink. Who else is in this? The girl from Cruel Summer, which I love that show. I'm trying to remember what her name is. I have it here. Chiara Ariella. I make sure I got that right. She's like queen bitch. Like, I can't even call it. Like, Cruel Summer will have you on the fence about her character, but this one here, she's just like full on, just like wow. Like, she plays the woman, the girl you want to hate so well. There are a lot of other new faces in this thing, some familiar, but some that you really probably wouldn't recognize with. But let me just tell you about this thing, man. It is very adult horror. Like, this is Friday the 13th, Halloween, those days in its prime, and not for kids at all. I know there's a lot of teenagers in this thing, and you might think that, it's the girl from Stranger Things, but no, this is very grown up. From the kills to a lot of sexual situations, and let's bring it back to the kills for a second, because it takes a while to get into this story. I'm not gonna lie, I watched the clock while I watched this, probably about 45 minutes solid before the very first kill. And when it starts happening, and usually there's the knife or the axe is going at someone, and it's like a quick camera cut to it, hitting the person. No, they're showing the axe swipe right across the face, right across the chest. I'm telling you, though, this is probably the goriest thing I've seen in a long time. And salute to that, because they're not afraid to go there. This second one is very, very dark, very long, drawn out. Felt longer than the first one. I keep saying original, but the first one, I don't remember how many minutes it was. I think it was like 110 minutes. I don't remember. It was something like that. But this one felt longer. You get a lot of story about this Sarah Fier, that Fier, that this character, this witch that supposedly took over Sam in the first one, and now they're trying to get to the bottom of who this Sarah Fier is, which will then lead into the third installment that we'll get into next week. But this second one, very camp, Crystal Lake vibe to the max. I'm telling you, anyone's getting it. Like, you may think, oh, he's cute, he's young. No, everyone's getting it. Like, mind blown. This has to be my favorite one of the series right now. We got one more, and they give you a little bit of a trailer at the end of this. So if you watch the second one, make sure you stick around and keep it running, because they're going to give you a little gist of what's to come. And I'm not going to lie, this is becoming one of my favorite series. Like, I didn't think it was going to be what it was. I thought it was going to be really kiddish, and I was going to give it a fair shot, but this thing is exceeding expectations, gore-wise, horror-wise, and it's right up there, guys. Scream is my all-time favorite series of horror, and this is like, it's creeping up. Part 2 for the win. I'm telling you guys. Guys, let me know what you thought if you're gonna go watch this. If you've watched the first one, if you haven't, if you have any non-spoiler questions before you dive into it, let me know, please. I need to know what everyone is feeling about Fear Street 1978, because I was impressed with 94, but 78 is the winner right now. Like, holy shit. Like, violence. If you're into this, if you're into the gore, this is it. Like, comment, share, make sure you subscribe, and for more news, movie news, television news, pop culture, and my podcast, CritiX Talk, make sure you guys check out wearecritics.com, and I will talk to you all later. Peace.